guys, it's Officialsensationlive and welcome each and every one of you guys back to my channel. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay going on in the background. I absolutely teared up Tilted Towers this afternoon, so this gameplay playing right now, I think I get like 4 kills within Tilted Towers alone within like a couple of minutes, so it's pretty crazy. So enjoy the gameplay in the background while we jump into talking about the top 5 reasons Fortnite is going nowhere in the near future, and it is definitely going to outlive 2019 and beyond. Let's jump in. So guys, jumping into the reason number 1, and I've written these down on my phone so I can sort of remember the reasons. I've had a long think about like what Fortnite's all about, what it stands for. Not for me personally, because like I'm 29-year-old and you know I've had my retro old school games when I was growing up, like Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red, like real memorable games. And for you guys, I feel like Fortnite, because especially being like a lot of you guys are between the age of like 7, 8, all the way up to like 15, 16, I would say that this game will feel retro to you. Now, what do I mean by retro? I mean like retro is in like what I perceive like Pac-Man. You know, Pac-Man was a huge game back in the day. It was revolutionary in its time and in its field. And this is number 1 for Fortnite. Fortnite is revolutionary. Yes, Fortnite has, you know, done what other games have done. There is other battle royales, but Fortnite has taken it to its own level. So that is the reason number 1 why I think it's going to be around for a long time and it's going to be classed as retro. Retro is reason number 1. Reason number 2 is structure building. No other game offers a structure building platform at the scalability as Fortnite does. Other games, yes, there is very small indie developers out there that have made games where building is possible, but that is all based off of the concept of now what Fortnite has become in the Battle Royale scene. Yes, we've had Minecraft where you can craft things and stuff, but that is not to the scale of a first-person shooter, or a third-person shooter, sorry, where, you know, it's a Battle Royale mode. So I feel like structures have a huge play in why this game cannot be beaten and taken down. And the thing is, any game that follows after Fortnite doing the same thing will be classed as copying. And the way that the community is at the minute is very harsh on new games coming out that use the same stuff. Call of Duty is a game that repeats itself over and over and over, and there are plenty of first-person shooters out there exactly the same as Call of Duty. Thousands of games, but they don't get the backlash as if other games do when they bring out a game that is quite like Fortnite. So you could say like Apex Legends, for instance, when that come out, everybody was on the bandwagon of saying, oh my god, they're copying Fortnite, blah de blah. There you go. That is the reason why I feel like it's going to still be along for a long time, and that is reason number 2. So from a reason number 3, I'm going to have to say it is clean and easy on the eyes. How many times have you gone off of Fortnite for a while, you feel like you need to take a break, and you've gone to play something like, I don't know, PUBG or Call of Duty Blackout? How many times have you played that game, really enjoyed it, said to yourself, oh my god, this is amazing, I'd never go back to Fortnite, to find yourself in a week's time just slipping in one game of Fortnite and finding, wow, why did I go back to like Black Ops? Why did I play other games? It's soft and easy on the eyes, and it's hard to stare at real life scenarios for a long time. It's very hard to immerse yourself in a game that is very realistic like real life, and it's really hard, guys, on the eyes. It takes a toll. You don't notice it, but it does take a toll on your senses and stuff, like the way you focus. Your focus just, you can't do it. Everything's quite grey, and that's because it's got to be like that for realism. And it's just tough like that. But this Fortnite is very soft, textured, cartoony almost. And that's why I feel number 3 is the reason why a lot more people will stay more than any other reason I've mentioned. It's because it is so soft on the eyes, and the engine that they have built, not just used, they haven't used someone else's gaming engine. They have built this Unreal Engine. It's called the Unreal Engine, and they created it, and they're allowing other games to build upon that. So the fact that it was built on the Unreal Engine is amazing. That is the reason why it is so good. For instance, Realm Royale uses the Unreal Engine. They bought the license or whatever. Like you'd buy Photoshop or Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere, and like you buy other things to use, other softwares to do things. Gaming developers have bought the Unreal Engine and they are using it to create games like Realm Royale. That's why Realm Royale has that feel like Fortnite does. So that is another reason why I feel the game is going to be around for a long time. It's easy on the eyes. I love going back to it from time to time and playing it. And I feel in 5, 6, 10 years time, when Fortnite is not as played as it is now, it will be, like I said, a retro game that you will go back to and you'll be like, whoa, it will bring back great memories, as if it would if you was to play like Pokemon, for instance, a really old Pokemon game. So the next one is free to play, and I think this is number 4. So number 4 is free. Alright, it's free and it's setting a new standard for gaming. Gaming is a very expensive business. When I was growing up, games, like AAA games, so like Call of Duty for instance, used to be for a hard copy £30, and that was a lot of money back then. But now for a hard copy you're looking at £50 to £60 for the standard edition, which is a lot of money for a game. Yes, it is worth it. 100% it is worth it, the time and effort that they put into games to make that sort of game, and the amount of money that they spend, millions, billions, to produce that game. And you don't know what goes on in the background, who they employ, and how much of a team they have of hundreds of developers in different areas, and sound and audio and all this different stuff. It all adds up, and that's what makes the price value the way it is. So the fact that Fortnite is free is absolutely amazing, and that's why we obviously have the skin prices. But this is what allows a lot of people to jump on board and play. So for number 5, I've written constant updates. And that is true. The game does get constant updates. Every single week, this game receives an update. And whether it's for good or for bad, the fact that there is an update gives someone a reason to come back and try at least, to see what it is about. And if it's not that, it gives someone the reason to YouTube or Google search what that update is and what it is going to be about. And they're playing off the theory of fear of missing out. So everyone is curious in life. Everybody is curious of what is to come, and something new coming upon the horizon. And the fear of missing out is too much for some people, and they have to go and look it up. Especially if you're a gamer and you consider yourself as a gamer, which the community is absolutely huge right now, more than it ever was. The fear of missing out is huge. So upon that, weekly updates make people come back every single day of the fear of missing out. Now, I have put in another one here, I think it's like number 6, but even though it's only supposed to be 5, and it is a wide market portfolio from all ages. So this is a huge one that is more not really going to concern you guys, but it's going to concern like developers. So that's why I put it down as number 6, because it's more for like people who are looking to make games or have made games. Is the fact that what Fortnite have done, what they have produced, is a game that is relatable to any age. Someone, for instance, who is like over 25, maybe 30, in their 40s, maybe even 50s, can experience this game and love this game in the way that they might have back in the day playing Spyro or Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that, Sonic the Hedgehog, stuff like that. It is very soft, easy, almost back in their day relatable graphics. Now, the way that it relates to the younger market is, like I said before, it sort of cuts into the fact that it is really soft and easy on the children's eyes, and they can play for a long extended period of time because of the colors that are emitted are so vibrant and eye-catching that they can play for a long time, and the game feels innocent. Yes, it is a shooting game. It does involve killing, obviously. But because it's put in a dynamic where there is no blood, and yes, there is weapons, parents are more inclined to allow their children to play the game from a lot younger age. My youngest son is 4, and I've only just started letting him play as of last week, so that's why a lot of you guys might have seen Noah playing Fortnite. And I'm sort of regretting it already, and I might need to cut down the amount that he plays it. Yes, the game is soft on the eyes and it is not gory, and it doesn't really infuse violence into the head, but I'm starting to see a attitude change and a lot of shouting and a lot of, yes, it's not like, it sort of reminds me of Call of Duty. That child, you know, you've seen the videos over the years, that child that gets really aggressive, screaming and shouting. He's there with his controller and he's screaming and shouting at the screen, and it's all he can focus on. He's got his mum in the background threatening to take his Xbox or PlayStation away, and he's absolutely giving it crap on the Xbox or PlayStation, shouting all sorts, racial slurs, this and that, F you, S that, just whatever, you know. That is what I can sort of feel the route that he or anybody else of that age is going to go down. So yes, my 7-year-old Tommy does play the game, and he does not exhibit that frustration. And I think the issue there that I'm having is he's too young to move fluently with the game. So he more or less is getting frustrated. Not of the fact of getting killed because I only put him in playground mode, but more of the fact of he mentally wants to do something. He watches these YouTube videos, and he wants to do what they do, and because he can't execute it quick enough because he's got small hands, I think that gets him frustrated. So that is another reason why I think the game is going to blow up and keep blowing up, is because the audience is getting younger, and it is good for children to game. It has been shown that first-person shooters are good for your health. People can, like, their consciousness, their vision, you get really good tunneled vision from playing video games. A lot of people speculate saying it's bad on the eyes, and yes, that is correct. Gaming for a long extensive time, I would say if you game for any more than like 5 hours a day, consistent, so that's not taking a break, you're sat there looking at the screen for 5 hours a day, you will start damaging your eyes. But it is good for your focus, it's good for your continuity, or whatever you call it. It's good to focus for that longer amount of time, and you can depict little impurities and imperfections in real world scenarios. Like, for instance, if you guys are going to go do your car theory test, you will be a lot better at picking out things on the screen that they show you of a scene of, say, you're driving along and a car is about to pull out. You will notice that before anybody else who does not game, because you are used to looking and assessing situations. For instance, if you're playing GTA, you're constantly assessing the road, what is coming around, who's driving out in front of you, and the same with Call of Duty and FORTNITE. You're prejudging where people can come from. If you're running through tilted towers, you're already mentally thinking who is coming from where, who could come from where, and what is going to happen between here and here. And that is what it is in real life. Just walking down a simple street, down a dark alley one night, you're constantly ticking over. So it does help you in real world scenarios, and that's why I think gaming in general is not unhealthy, and it is by far not uncommon for people to do. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on that notification bell if this has informed you in any sort of way of the longevity of Fortnite. Hopefully I haven't bored you guys, and if you are still here, leave a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace.